Kia ora Canterbury and welcome to Canterbury Live on Monday, the 28th of September. Hope you had a fab weekend. Right, yesterday, unfortunately, the beautiful historic boat, the Tūhoi, was being repaired in Littleton. It was on its way back to Kaiapoi and unfortunately has run aground. You will hear updates and details with First at 5 tonight, but a little shame. It was about $200,000 in repairs that they were carrying out, and there it is in the beautiful Kaiapoi River there. So anyway, righty-ho, you'll find out more tonight. Moving right along, let's get into giveaways. Casanova Productions. We will have the team here on Wednesday, but we do have some tickets to head along to the Heaton Intermediate to watch this wonderful performance. There we go. Next to it, Hoyt's Movies. It is the school holidays, so good luck to you at home with your cherubs, entertaining them. The movies is always a great option, isn't it? And Purple Patch, there may be a baby arriving in your family or a friend, and this beautiful basket could be theirs. Lots of wonderful goodies thanks to the team at Purple Patch. Craig Adams, we had him performing on the show last week. Wonderful singer, did some great stuff in Texas, and we have a CD to give away to you. Really cool. And last but not least, it's only a couple of days left now to enter in to win this wonderful painting from Ira Mitchell-Kirk that has been quite popular indeed. To win any of the prizes, all you need to do is enter through our website, ctv.co.nz. Leave your details and you could be a lucky winner. For Casanova, we will be announcing the winners this Wednesday, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We do have a couple of winners to announce, so for the Hoyt's movie tickets, first up it is Erin Black. Congratulations, Erin. And Evelyn Barbin. Ladies, you'll be heading along thanks to the Hoyt's movie team. Rightio, this day in history, a wonderful song, very dear to my heart. Hey Jude, there we go. Hey Jude, 28th of September, it hit #1, and it is still to this day the longest ever song to hit #1, 7 minutes. A record it currently holds to this day. A beautiful song that was composed by Paul McCartney for Julian Lennon, John Lennon's son, while his parents were going through a divorce, and a song inspired me to name my baby Jude. So there you go. Rightio, next up, what a man, Muhammad Ali. There he is in fine form. 1976, Muhammad Ali beats Ken Norton to retain the heavyweight championship of the world at Yankee Stadium. Wow, what a man. Next up, a couple of birthdays. The beautiful Bridget Anne-Marie Bardot, French former actress, singer and fashion model, who later became an animal rights activist. She was one of the best known sex symbols of the 50s and 60s and was widely referred to by her initials. She is 81 today, and I think we've got a shot of her. There she goes. She's still looking fine. I wonder if she'll be caught up in the whole French thing. Here that yesterday they actually shut down all the traffic in Paris to sort of combat the smog that's happening. Interesting. And last but not least, burlesque. We have a wonderful Bonita Danger doll, and there we have Dida Von Teese. She turns 41 today, looking absolutely gorgeous. She is a burlesque dancer, model, costume designer. She has thought to have revigged the whole burlesque back into the 21st century, and she was formerly married to Mettler Marilyn Manson. Rightio, let's get on with today. I am having a bit of a, can look today because the Akaroa French Festival is happening. We're joined by some of the committee here, all in period costumes, so wonderful to see them. Red Cross, it's that time of the month, and we're talking about youth and how we are supporting them. Angry Birds, Mercy and I head into the kitchen. Well, let's fair to say she'll be doing all the cooking with the foodie fix, but today it's all about Angry Birds, if you know all about those little precious things. Phil Brady, we're talking about total money management. It might be time for you to look at your finances and get them sorted with summer and Christmas coming up. Elite Pest Control, we welcome back the team from Elite Pest Control, and your home could have some little black friends. Ants, ugh. Anyway, we'll talk about it soon. But first up, we head into the kitchen with Nourish, and I know for sure there's no ants in Nicola's kitchen.
No ants.
Ants made the children nibbling away
yes.
at all the goodies you're cooking.
Yes.
How you doing? It's only the first. What's the first day of the school holidays? Are you enjoying them?
Yes, it's always nice to have a bit of a break from going to school.
And the school lunches, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's actually quite novelty not having to get the boxes out and make all those.
Bit of arranging.
So today the children are our theme today. about what our children are eating.
So what we eat, of course, affects us inside and out. And some parents might say, oh, my child's not overweight, so I probably don't really need to worry about the fish and chips and the lollies and the drinks and things. But it's also important that the inside, of course, as well, because things like heart disease and diabetes can creep up even while you're young. The beginnings of those foundations can be laid down. So it's important to try and have your children eating healthy, regardless of whether they've got a weight problem or not.
And I'm glad you mentioned this because if you think, oh, child, oh, they're skinny, they're all right, they're good, they're not overweight, and we sort of don't think that they need assistance.
Yeah.
But that's not the case, though, is it?
No, it's still really important that they're getting all their vitamins and minerals, and they're not putting too much sugar or fat, particularly certain types of fat, into the diet. Yeah.
Weight issues are so strong, and not just with girls, I don't think either. But it seems like children, they have all these magazines and all this peer pressure about the way they look.
Yes. Well, the weight issue, as it is with adults, with young people, about 30% of our young people are either overweight or obese. So it's a big problem, and of course, socially it can be a problem for young people, and of course it's a risk factor for lots of different diseases, like we've just been talking about. Some of those things are caused from obesity. But the other thing, of course, is if you are an overweight child, you're much more likely to become an overweight adult, and so that's a bit of a burden to carry through your life as well.
And what a wonderful thing to give as a parent. If you do have a weight problem yourself, that could be the biggest gift that you do give your child, is actually to make sure that they don't go through what you did.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So what are some other areas of interest then in regards to weight for children?
Well, there's obviously different food groups. That there's national nutrition surveys done for young people and just for the general population as well, to find out what we are eating. And there's a few interesting sort of stats out of that I thought we could talk about. One was fruit and vegetables. So with fruit, only 40% of young people, children, actually have their 2 serves of fruit a day. And the most popular fruits were mandarins and oranges and bananas, which I thought was quite interesting. With vegetables, only 60% of young people have their 3+ a day. So, and broccoli and carrots were the most popular vegetables. But I thought we've still got a wee way to go with that. I know the 5+ a day campaign and that sort of thing has really helped that come along, and that's sort of improving that quite nicely. But still, I think there's probably a bit of work to be done there. Milk products was another one. Only a third of young people have 1 cup of milk a day, and it's recommended by the Ministry of Health that young people have at least 2 serves of dairy of some kind a day, so that could be cheese or yoghurt, that sort of thing also.
What kind of milk should children be drinking?
So they should be drinking green chopped milk from the age of 2 up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good tip, because there's so many, and you go to the dairy section, you've got the yellow, the light blue, the dark blue, now we've got all these fandangled protein milks you can buy as well.
So yellow of course is fine as well, because it's a low fat milk, but it's just higher in calcium.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great tip. Yeah. Okay, and sugar?
Yes, so sugar is, we hear lots of bad stats about sugar at the moment, but one of the striking things that I found when I was reading about this was that the biggest contributor to the sugar that our young people have are beverages. So it's no wonder the health experts are trying to stamp out sugar-sweetened beverages by 2025. It's like the smoke-free
campaign.
It's just as serious with the sugar issue. So it was 34,000 children in the last year have had teeth removed due to decay and that sort of thing. And obviously sugar is related to that. So sugar related to obesity and also to tooth decay. So it's a big bad guy.
Okay. Well, this week is very cool indeed. I remember as a child, Nana with our little egg cups, but we're doing soldiers. Eggs and soldiers. So easy, but
we've got our wee soldiers here. We cut out with the cookie gingerbread man cutter, and I had lots of fun doing that with my niece. Now the gingerbread men or the soldiers didn't turn out perfect that we cut out on the day, but that's all part of the fun in the kitchen. That's about lots beheaded.
Lots of leg.
Yes. It's a bit of a headache. So, but
after break, we will be looking at that.
Yeah.
Before we go though, exercise is another thing. Just keep your children active as well.
So 60 minutes a day, and it doesn't have to be at one period of time or just one item. It can be on the gym, walking to school. all combined. So, you know, easy to do when you think of it like
Don't
that.
have to overthink it. Keep it simple.
Just keep it
Good
simple.
on you. Looking
Yeah.
forward to those soldiers. They're so cute. Rightio, and here is Nicola's details now. Nourish Limited. Bring that up. Yep, cool. Nourish.org.nz. Remember, Nicola does have a fantastic Facebook page. Lots of information, very interactive. Nourish Nutrition Limited. It's all about health through food. And as promised, she will be in the kitchen with the soldiers and the eggs and so forth. And we are joined after break by Red Cross, and it is all about the youth.
Stood in old rugged
There we go. Yeah, there's buckle already.
I reckon Bounce is friendly.
Brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic. Happiness.
I'd really like to see Bounce achieve just small differences in the lives of individual young people.
I'd like to see Bounce achieve recognition in Christchurch and to really go on to help a lot of young people. I would like to see Bounce achieve being known in the city.
If I was to describe Bounce, I would say group of young people here to help.
So I am the Youth Recovery Project Coordinator.
I'm the Youth Digital Project Producer. My main role in Bounce is to produce content for the website.
I guess a lot of my input is into the material around the wellbeing tips that we're promoting.
I'm part of the youth team. We get together to have meetings and organise stuff.
I love being a part of the project because it's something that we can do as youth in the city to be heard and to do something creative. And I really love the city, and I think after all the earthquakes and everything that happened, to be a part of something to start building things up again, and especially wellbeing amongst youth and getting people on their feet is really exciting. Okay, let's bounce. Oh, sweet, let's bounce.
I've got to bounce.
Hannah goes, "This is so embarrassing." I like the wiggle. It's like the Red Cross wiggle. Woohoo! It's the black and yellow wiggle. Hannah Dunlop,
Hi.
welcome to Canterbury Live. Now, your role is the project coordinator for Youth Recovery.
Yeah. I know, it's
And we
a bit
know
of a
there's
mouthful.
Flossy Chops here.
Hi, good morning.
How are you, Carol?
I'm very well, thank you.
You good?
Yes.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Are we good,
we
Red
are
Cross?
great.
We are good.
We are good.
Yeah.
Can you believe we started on this at the start of the year, going through the history, 100 years. We're nearly to the end.
We are nearly to the end. That's great, isn't it?
It is good, but I love how we've gone back to the youth.
Yes.
Which is
Youth
quite
have
wonderful.
been involved for a long time, actually. I just was refreshing this morning, and there was a lot of youth involvement in the Second World War. So, you know, I think actually times of strife and times of need, the youth step forward and really help out. We saw that a lot after the earthquakes as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course now, here we are in recovery, nearly 5 years on, and we're still working with the youth, and youth are working with us, which is great.
And it does warm the heart because and when you talked about the war, obviously they had to grow up before their time. A lot of the time the children didn't really get much of a childhood
No.
as such because they had to busy get into work as well and help out. Hannah, with your role though,
Yeah.
explain to us Bounce. I love the whole
Bounce, yeah. So Bounce really came out after the earthquakes. One of the cool things about being part of Red Cross is that we are part of the world's largest humanitarian movement, and we have access to such good research and information. And one of the things that we wanted to do is it's not just about rebuilding buildings, it's about rebuilding lives and people being able to live well. And so one of the things that we wanted to do is get really good information to young people about how to do that. And so Bounce was kind of born, and we worked with a bunch of young people, really talented young people, to figure out, okay, well, how do we get this information to young people? And so the Bounce has really been developed with young people. So, you know, what's the point in saying, hey, we've got good messages, but unless it's shaped by them. So, yeah.
I think it's wonderful because in this day and age with social media and so forth, some could say that the youth, I know you love that word,
Yeah,
youth,
the youths.
are all self-absorbed. It's all about them. But you're proving it wrong with
Yeah,
Bounce.
well,
It's
we've
giving
got
back.
an amazingly talented team of young people that just give their time day in, day out. You go to our website, bounce.org.nz, it has a whole bunch of images and videos and blogs. It's all been created by young people. That video that you saw was actually a bunch of broadcasting school students that developed that video for us. So basically, you know, we kind of look after them and help provide a platform for them to inspire each other on how to live life well through 5 wellbeing tips. So yeah, they just get stuck in and do it. In fact, tomorrow night we're having a Disney movie and smoothie night, just to like as a stress buster. Yeah. I asked them, well, what helps you beat stress? And I said, Disney movie marathons. And
what's a Disney marathon? What kind of Disney movies are we talking about here, though?
Well, we haven't decided yet. We've got a
Bambi's not going to be on there, surely.
No, that's too sad.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Aladdin. I'm gunning for Aladdin.
Good on Aladdin.
Yeah.
Crikey. Okay, that's fun. And where is this being held?
So this is actually at YMCA, just with a bunch of we just put it out on Facebook, and our friends at YMCA are hosting us. So we don't do heaps of events, but it's really more about the information that we put out on Facebook and Instagram and our website.
Okay.
But yeah.
Day to day, how are you supporting the youth?
Day to day, really, one of the things that young people said is that we need to be where young people are. Young people are on social media and in their schools. So we put out Facebook posts on a sort of every couple of days, just with practical tips on how to, live our wellbeing tips. And we're also going to schools, and we'll be going to schools a bit more. We throw a big event in the square to kind of get the word out there. So we're happy to turn up anywhere with our young people and our volunteers and our information and our giveaways, and just sort of,
So if we have an event coming up, especially like school fairs and that all happen at a time, can we just simply call through? Bounce,
just get in touch with us via the website.
Facebook,
just FB us.
And have a presence there. Would that be?
And
Cool.
particularly if it's aimed at ages 12 to 24, so that's our youth definition for us there.
Oh,
so,
good on you. High five, sister. Doing some good stuff, Carol.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the legacy of Carol Ball can be continued through Hannah.
Yeah.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure. There's some really pretty big shoes to fill.
Pretty big shoes. She's a cool chickadee. Rightio, stay with us because, as promised, Nicola is in the kitchen and we're getting our little soldiers out in the eggs. Yummo. Enjoy.
Today I have a helper in the Nourish kitchen with me. This is my niece Lily, and she's here helping me because it's the beginning of the school holidays. So welcome, Lil. So what are we going to cook today?
Eggs and soldiers.
Eggs and soldiers, and we've got a special kind of soldier today, haven't we? It's real soldiers. So what are we going to do first?
The bread and the toast.
Okay, do you want to do that for me?
Okay.
Well done. Great. Pop that down. Excellent. So it's cooking away. Then the next thing we're going to do is just put the egg on to boil. So we've got some eggs here, and I've just got some hot water. I'm going to pop those in just before it starts boiling. There we go. And I'm going to pop them on and boil them for 4 minutes, and then we'll bring them out and set up our eggs and soldiers. So we'll be back in a few minutes just to show you how we do that. Okay, Lil, so our toast is ready. Shall I get that out?
Yep.
Great. I'll pop that over there because you're going to make the soldiers for us, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I'll just, while we're letting that cool down a bit, I'll just grab our eggs because I heard the beeper go off, so our eggs are ready. Pop those over here. Sit for a minute. So, you show me, how do we cut our soldiers out of the toast?
Like this.
So corner to corner?
Yeah.
Okay, you push down one side and I'll push down the other if you like. You can hear it crunch, can't you?
Yeah.
Great, so we just need to push down every bit as hard as we can. Okay, you pull the bits out from your side. It's like a jigsaw, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great. That's it. Break that little piece away. Perfect. So you want to push the little man out?
Yep.
Let's see. There's one soldier. Just need to get that bit between his legs. One little soldier. Pop him there. And then we get You want to do another one?
Okay.
So I'll show you what we've got a whole battalion sitting here waiting for their friends to come along. So it's just a matter of pushing the crunchy toast as hard as you can. Oh, it's quite hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want me to push that corner for you?
Okay.
There you go. You pull those bits away. Well done. Here we go. One more man. They come out. Whoops. Got a bit of a headache, that one. Put him there. Great. So now we've just got our eggs to get out. So we pop our egg in the egg cup. Then what do we do, love?
Crack the top off.
Crack the top off. Yep. Shall I do that?
Okay.
One hard hit. There we go. And it's off with his head. Oh, he looks perfect, doesn't he?
Yep.
Okay. Do you like eggs and soldiers?
Yep.
What do we do next?
Try them.
Try them? Great. You want to dunk your one in?
Okay.
Go for it. Oh, yum. What do you think?
Good.
Delicious. This is a fun way to make an old favourite. Have fun these holidays doing this with your children at home. Yum.
I don't think you can get money for nothing though, can you?
No.
Even though it's a great line, Dire Straits.
The interest rates are coming down though, it's getting cheaper.
Well, they are, aren't they? And
Yes.
that's it. We've got to really embrace that and take advantage of our banks.
Yes.
And make the most of it. Today's all about money management though, Phil, and we're going to get to the total money management, which is
Sorry, the fallback's really loud.
very much
Sorry.
are being big brother to a lot of people. But explain to us what money management is.
Yeah, money management really deals with people's lending, you know, like for example, mostly finance companies, and sometimes we can actually refinance out of that mortgage company into their mortgage, because a lot of people don't realise that they can actually borrow on their house for the purchase of a car or a caravan or something like that. So over the years I have spoken to quite a few people where we've done that. We've actually refinanced their mortgage, and it's made it a lot easier on their budget.
Well, what do you mean by refinance? I mean,
refinance means that if they've got equity in their home, like for example, let's just say, for argument's sake, they've got a house worth $500,000 and they've only got a $200,000 mortgage, well, they can borrow more on that. Through their equity they have in their home. That's $300,000, of course, in that case. So they can borrow more money, and of course the bank's interest is far cheaper than those finance companies out there.
so that true statement of you'll never get a cheaper loan than your mortgage is quite true.
It's quite true, yes. And you know, I think we've been pretty excited just recently about the interest rates dropping, and there's still two more Reserve Bank reviews before the end of the year. So a lot of people saying it's going to drop by another 25 points.
Is it just me, or do we seem to be having more reviews of late? It just seems like we're hearing about it more and more. Is that because the Reserve Bank is actually acknowledging that they have to do something?
Yes, well, the inflation rate is pretty much under control, and that's why they feel they can drop that overnight rate that they have that affects all interest rates. But anyway, back to that money management thing. So, you know, people can really improve themselves if they're careful with how they manage their money. Now, just another interesting point about that. A debit card, you know, we use a debit card often to access our money, and today we can actually get a debit Visa card, which means that the debit Visa card allows us to use our own money when we go into internet banking, like buying online. But I want to just issue a word of caution, whether it happens all banks, but sometimes they can overdraw their account.
Okay.
Not intentionally, the client may be using their own money, and then suddenly they go into overdraft, And so we've got to be a bit careful about that one. So online banking, on internet.
Further on from the money management, you can actually provide total money management.
That's right, Andrea. So total money management is where we have clients who are struggling to manage their payments, if I can put it that way. So what we do is we talk to them about that we can manage their money, so we actually pay their bills for them. Generally it's usually the rent is paid at source, like I'm talking really about people who are on benefits here, but we will talk to people who are on wages too. But so winners usually pay their rent for them, and then we pay everything else basically. So their electricity, their doctors, their telephone accounts, that sort of thing. So it's all done by electronic transfer. And our clients are very, very happy about that. We do have some clients who we actually issue a food voucher to each week, which is actually based on Pack and Save down Morehouse Ave.
Okay.
So, for example, it might be for $80, and they go along and buy their food, so there's no alcohol, no tobacco, and that helps them manage their spending for their groceries.
So you control that, so there's no spending on cigarettes and those I suppose.
That's right.
Luxury items.
Exactly,
such, yeah.
exactly right. And you know, some clients we provide them with their petrol money, so we have to put that money straight into their bank account. But we make sure that they're not going to get funds that they're going to spend unwisely.
Okay, that's some great tips. Well done, you. And it's quite exciting that you can actually offer that for those that probably don't have the discipline.
Yes.
And maybe you and I have. Good on
That's
you,
right.
Phil. Take care. Rightio.
Thank you.
Now, there is no transition at all between finance, or maybe there is, a home, making sure it's well looked after, is we're now going to talk with Elite Pest Control, and today is all about ants.
Have you got creepy crawlies scurrying through your house? Or is your problem a bit bigger? Well, we can help. Being Canterbury owned and operated for 10 years means we've learned a thing or two about our local invaders. We use non-toxic chemicals to provide a healthy environment for you and your family while evicting those nasties. And satisfaction is guaranteed. So eliminate the problem quickly and safely. For a full range of services, visit our website.
I was just saying, do you actually have a blue truck like the one in there? But here they are in the flesh, not the animated version. I'm joined by Dawn and Gary Hendricks, Elite Pest Control. It's been a few months, but you've been busy. Not like busy bees. Well, maybe you probably had some bees as well, haven't you?
No, it's coming into bees now. Yeah. Getting a few calls for some wasps and bees. Yeah.
I bet you are. We've turned that corner. We're heading to spring and into summer. Today we're talking about ants. In my ignorance, I would think ants would come out in summer, but apparently winter they've been out in force.
Yeah, that's right. That's why we're going to talk about that today, is because we're finding these huge ant nests in people's ceilings and walls, and we've been busy right through the winter trying to help people with that problem. It's quite amazing, some of the things we've discovered. The images you see there.
Oh yeah, look, there we go.
It's in a lady's kitchen, a nice little cottage, and they were just pouring out of the walls. And
that is not the word you want to hear about
yeah.
ants, do pouring. That's raw. Okay.
Yes, we came there after another pest controller had tried to fix it, and we've got our camera, that's our video camera, and with a stem looking into the ceiling, trying to find the ant nests in the walls and the ceiling so we could put the treatment in the right place.
So it's not a colony, it is a nest. It is an ant's nest, and that's where they sort of, because they do keep quite a straight line. We joke about the whole ants were marching one by one, but they do, don't they?
Yeah, yes, most species will follow a pheromone trail back and forth to the food.
Right.
And back to the nest to feed the queen and the young and the rest of the workers. And that's what we use. A lot of that, our treatments involve baiting, and that's a little bit of bait, and the ant will eat that, put it in its mouth and store it, and then take it back to the nest and feed it to the queen and the young.
Now, your bait, can we stop and talk about your bait? Because your bait is quite special, isn't it? I mean, you've formulated, it's what's one of the unique things about Elite Pest Control, isn't it?
Yes, we
Dawn?
do focus on those things. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes, we get ours straight from the manufacturer up in the North Island, and we've been using it for about 10 to 15 years now, and it works really well. So it's a sweet bait. Most ants like sweet bait, some also like protein baits, and some will eat both.
Right.
It just depends on what the
How
colony
greedy
or
they
the
are.
nest needs. Yes, at the time.
At the time. Okay, so if we've noticed we've got a couple of ants, there will never be just a couple of ants, will there, Gary?
No, that's true. Yes. In general, if you see a trail of ants, even if a lot of them, it's only about 5% of the nest. So.
Oh my goodness.
So people get fly spray out and they spray it all and they think they've taken care of it, but it's just a very low percentage of the nest. And
I know, Dawn, actually it makes me giggle, you know, when you go to the supermarket and you see these tins, you know, cockroach, ant, like you can get rid of them in an aerosol. Really?
Not
No.
really. All of that stuff is the same. It's just a residual spray. And you can actually make the ant problem worse if you're using a residual spray on the inside. And it can cause them to spread throughout the house as well if you're not careful.
Okay, we're coming up to summer, and maybe something we definitely need to acknowledge is that we do have a bit of an ant problem. Talk us through exactly what happens, Dawn, of us thinking about it and actually making it happen.
Well, I think the first thing you need to do is try and figure out where they're coming from, if you can, because some can be coming from the outside, but most these days will be coming from the walls or the roof void area. And once you've done that, I think a good thing to do is not spray anything, but give us a call. I can help over the phone. A lot of people like to do their own ant work or their own pest control work, and there's just a few things that you need to know. First of all, baiting is the best thing to do on the inside, and if you do want to spray something, spraying on the outside is the best thing to do in the first instance.
Right, so that's making a call to Elite Pest Control, Gary?
yes.
As simple as that, isn't it,
That's
really?
right. Yes, we're only too pleased to give some advice and even supply products should you need them. But if you want us to take care of it, we'll come and do that as well.
Yeah. I mean, just personally, I don't know why I'd want to do it myself. I mean, you've got all the gear and you can do it, and it's you know, how long does it take normally to eradicate, though, if you've got like an ant nest?
Yeah, the expectation
Depends.
is
Expectations.
they want gone straight away, but we say that it's an ongoing thing. We talk about ants more about controlling the infestation and getting it down and under control rather than getting rid of it altogether. So it's a process.
It's a process. I love that. It's a process. It's not just a quick fix. That's great. Thank you so much. Look forward to, in a fortnight's time, you're back on to talk about more things Elite Pest Control can help us with, but today was all about the ants. Elite Pest Control, a wonderful website, very informative. If you're even thinking about just go along there, .co.nz, and contact number is 03332 1962. Radio after the break, Pat from St Elisa joins me, and Mercy and I ruffle our feathers in the kitchen with some birds, some angry birds. See you soon. And here she is, Pat. Beautiful Pat. Not Postman Pat at all. No. Nurse Pat from St Elisa. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Thank you.
How's things down at the home? Because isn't it nice? Because your garden is just lovely. So spring has come about. Lots of flowers out.
The blossom trees are about to burst and they'll be gorgeous. They'll be gorgeous. But what I'd like to talk about today, there's a couple of things. We've started renovations. So we're going to have all beautiful bedrooms, all new bathrooms.
Oh,
it's a big, big job. Because doing up a place like ours is like doing up your home, only it's on steroids.
Because it's still got to function.
Well, we're actually shutting down a wing at a time.
Oh, good on you.
To give the builders and that a chance to get in, do it and do it well. And it's a lot less disruptive for the residents too. So
Okay, they'll all be wanting a new bathroom, Pat.
Well, they'll all get one in time.
No spa baths in there?
Oh, yeah, dream on.
Big jacuzzi going on. No, that is exciting times though, isn't it?
It is.
It's great. And
it's needed doing, so it's good.
Yeah.
It's the ageing process in the building as well as in the people, you see.
Oh, I like you
take
did there.
care of all of it.
It's very nice. Let's talk about the dementia ward and the hospital that you've got there. I mean, that is probably one of the, I think, from going there so often, is one of the strengths that St Elisa has.
Well, the thing is there's lots of levels of care and sometimes people don't really understand what they are. Like if I had to put a kid in kinder care, thank God I don't, but if I did, I wouldn't have any idea about that because I've never had to know. And it's a bit like when people need to put somebody into care, they don't understand the levels of care. So maybe we need to talk about that to explain it.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
And I don't decide the levels of care, they're decided by the government really. And there's a proper assessment process that Princess Margaret do to assess the proper levels of care.
Okay.
So there is rest home level care for people who are perhaps a bit more independent and able to do, you know, some things for themselves and maybe not quite as acutely aware as they used to be, but still pretty good. Then there's hospital level care for people who need a lot of help. Maybe need a lot of help with dressing and toileting and maybe feeding and things like this, incontinence and whatever else. So that's hospital level care. There's dementia level care, and that's for people, well, it's quite clear, isn't it, really, who are unable to sort of manage anymore. And the main issue is they're at risk of perhaps wandering off. And that's such a risk, it really is. You know, we're on a busy road, you don't want people wandering out and playing with the cars and, just forgetting the road rules and all those sorts of things. So people who are likely to perhaps wander off, who perhaps have lost their ability, their insight to things more, that's what dementia level care, and it's really right for that sort of person because they need that support, they need that environment where we know where they are, what they're doing. It's a 20-bed unit, it's a small unit, and it's lovely. It's very special.
It is very special. And we've got the animals there as well.
Yeah, we've got the chooks and we've got the rabbit called Tim Tam. I can never remember his name till I think of Biscuit. Tim Tam. And it's lovely. There's a big fat cat called Ninja. And it's
got
just
some images
lovely.
actually of St Elisa and obviously in the dementia ward as well. But one thing, it is like a little family though.
It is.
And you do have the expertise of the team there.
And it's very skilled care.
Oh.
It's very skilled care. And it's knowing how to keep the people entertained and what to do.
There's one of, actually that is in the, I know.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Who's having a baby soon, isn't she?
Jackie.
She's
off now, awaiting the birth of her baby, which is great excitement for us to have a
she'll
baby.
have to enter, love. We've got a beautiful purple patch basket to give away. You have to enter for her. There
she's
they go.
beautiful. She's beautiful. And her mother and sister work with us too. So isn't that
family
lovely?
affair.
It's a family affair all round. Now that's a bedroom in the dementia unit. So, and you can have it exactly as you want it. And that's the joy. You can have your pictures on the wall. You know, you use those sticky things so you don't damage the wall, especially when they've been done up. I'll shoot you if you go in there with a hammer.
And don't cross back.
And there's the lounge. So it's
entertainment, because entertainment is a wonderful feature you have down there too. There's some great people from the community that come in and entertain as well. Hey Pat, if we are, I've actually got friends that are going through at the moment, that's a whole convincing mum and dad to move.
Oh, yes.
You know, it's quite stressful for everyone.
What
do you suggest we do?
Give us a ring. Give us a ring. You know, we don't have units. We don't have villas or units or studios or apartments. We're just total care with rest home, hospital, dementia, end of life care, which is a very unsubtly named contract for people who've perhaps only got 3 months left to live.
Yeah.
And we've tried to get the name changed, but we can't succeed on that score.
It is a privilege that you are there for that part of life. I know you've talked about it. It's one of your favourite types of care.
Oh, I love it.
Because it's such a gift.
Yeah,
Righty-ho, some details now for St Elisa Life Care. 46 Main South Road in Sockburn, just up from Upper Riccarton, Church Corner there. Really simple. 03343 3388. Rightio, it is time to head into the kitchen with Mercy. Today is about Angry Birds. And we may even do a bit of a bird dance for you. And this one's just for Dougie because it's his favourite song. Did you know that?
Oh, is it?
He does. He loves it. He's doing it in the control room right now as he's directing this. He's so clever.
He'll have it in his head all day.
He will, hopefully. Angry Birds.
Yes.
Are you clever?
Angry Birds are a bit of a phase, bit of a craze at the moment. Well, have been for a wee while, and I keep seeing them everywhere. So you can see them in your car. You've got those car fresheners, Angry Birds ones. You've got those Angry Birds Ziploc bags. And I thought, why not make little Angry Birds sandwiches for the kids?
They look fab. Okay,
Do they look angry?
No, they don't look. They just look a little bit
A little bit unhappy?
I don't know. Bit uneasy, a bit like Doug is at the moment. Now, what's the base of them?
I've actually used English muffins. So you could just use some bread, whole grain bread if you're wanting to be, good for the kiddies.
Yep.
But I've used English muffins, a little bit of a treat. And what I've done is, because they weren't actually small enough, the English muffins for my salami that I got, I actually just cut them. I found something that was about the same size. I found this glass at home and I got my English muffins and I just went like this. Who needs a cookie cutter when you've got the top of your glass?
Oh, Mercy, I've got a suggestion for that leftover bread.
Yeah?
I'll wait till you've cut that out first. No.
It's coming. I'm waiting for this.
Oh, well, actually, that idea went out the window, love, as soon as you wrecked my circle.
Oh.
What I was thinking was, on the barbecue or on a frying pan, you drop your egg in.
That is a good idea.
It's not actually my idea. I've seen it before, but anyway. I won't take it. Okay, I'll claim it. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll see if I can do it a bit easier. Rightio. I'll move those out.
Get some muscle in there for me.
Some muscle.
So I've pre-toasted these, so they're ready to go.
They're quite tough, love.
Yeah, they're quite
you keep
tough.
talking and I'll keep turning.
And then all we need to do now is I'll get my salami. And as you can see on the ones over here, I've just cut a little triangular shape. Oh, perfect.
Sorry, I just had to show off then. Right, okay, right.
So I'm going to cut my little triangular shape on the base of my salami, just to create that Angry Birds look.
Okay. Angry Bird.
And then I got a bit of mayonnaise and just spread it on my little English muffin.
Where did Angry Birds come from, Mercy? You're also wise.
Oh, I don't actually know the answer to that question.
Who comes up with these things? Angry Bird.
Genius person who's now really, really rich.
Yeah, true.
Who made it?
We need to do that. We need to sit around and talk silly things and make things. Oh, sorry, my apologies. I need to put my mayo on there.
Cut the salami stick to the bread. And then what we want to do is we just want to decorate it with everything else. Cool. So I've got cheese, which I used, and a little piece of cheese that I cut these into circles that I'm using for the eyes. Little eyes.
Lovely.
And then I've got little olives, which have been cut up for the little pupils.
So it was olives for the
Yeah, so I've actually used, there's some patted olives over there, Pam's patted olives, and they were super, super cheap, way cheaper than all of the other brands. And they're really good to do the eyes and also the angry eyebrows.
And just as good.
Yeah.
Good old Pam's, we love Pam's.
We love Pam, yep, she's a good lady.
She's a good chick. Okay, so that's the pupil there.
And then I've just diced up olives to make the angry eyebrows.
What a cool idea for party food.
Yes, and even if you want to make a little afternoon snack with your kids to get them, busy in the kitchen, they can help you cut things up with blunt knives, hopefully. And then I've just got a little bit of carrot, which I cut up for the nose.
That is too clever. Now it's on an angle. It's on an angle.
On an angle, yes. And what I did is I also got a little bit of extra salami on these ones over here, and I just put them out the top for their little
some little ears.
Little crest.
Okay. Does that pass the?
Oh, I think it does. I think it does pass, Andrea.
Well, I don't know. See, if Douglas takes a shot of it, he'll know it's passed. If it hasn't, it won't be. It'll be rubbish. It'll be yours. Oh, he's actually taken it. He approves.
Oh, he likes it. Your
yeah.
bit's just a little bit skewy, but...
Thanks a lot, love. Don't pick on my bird.
Actually, so is mine, so there you go.
He's looking a bit anemic. But could you do a sweet version though?
Yes.
Couldn't you?
I've actually seen it done with pineapple and using watermelon as the nose and the eyes as well. And I've seen, I don't know if you know on Angry Birds, there's that pig kind of creature.
Oh, I've
seen that one.
Yeah.
I've seen that one done with like the bread, and they've like done the nostrils on the pig and done like a whole family. And that's why I actually put the lettuce down here as the grass on the Angry Birds.
Oh, you're very clever.
You could even make a little
indeed,
slingshot out of maybe like a pretzel or something and put that next to it, so you've got the whole Angry Birds scene going on.
It's fab. You know, it leaves us with only one thing to do after this cooking session today, and that would be the booty dance. Let's go. Thanks, Mercy. A bit of fun in the kitchen, always with the beautiful Mercy. Now stay with us after the break. I feel very underdressed. We are joined by the Akaro French Festival. See you soon.
Non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien.
Well, don't they look amazing? Look at this couch. They've made such an effort today to come over. We're joined by Linda Sunderland and Beverly Wilson. Welcome, ladies. And two beautiful girls. We've got Emily Collar and Kate. Welcome to Canterbury Live, ladies. Let's talk about our Akaroa French Festival. It's coming up, but it's 175 years of celebration.
It is. 175 years since the French and German settlers arrived in Akaroa in 1840.
It's such a feat, isn't it?
It is, it is. It was not an easy journey, and it wasn't easy when they got here, but they survived and they made it work for themselves.
And for you, Beverly, how did you become a part of the committee? Your costume, that's your field, isn't it?
That's my baby, because I'm actually a seamstress by trade, so I was the one who put my hand up and said, oh, how about we make costumes for ourselves?
And it goes on and on.
And it's just mushroomed.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. Okay, so let's talk about the festival and how we can be a part of it, because you do want lots of people to come along and embrace and enjoy it, don't you, Linda?
Yes, we do, we do. The more people that are there, the more atmosphere there is. And it's just helping people to understand the history of Akaroa, that it's the first European settlement in the South Island. Could have gone either the French way or the English way. But it's our history, and it's not that readily known throughout New Zealand, so we really do like to celebrate it and celebrate our ancestors.
Exactly, and it's such a beautiful culture, and it's so wonderful we have this pocket here in Akaroa. Beverly, tell us about specific dates and that for us to come over. We're thinking about coming over to Akaroa.
If you want to come over to Akaroa for the day, then Saturday the 10th of October would be the best day to do that, because we're doing a full reenactment of the landing of the French and German settlers.
Okay.
And the Ngāi are going to be there with their waka, and yeah, so that's the best days to come over. And we're doing our reenactment from 9:30 onwards, so you would really want to be at the main beach at 9:30.
How tremendous! Let's hope it's a nice, calm day on the water.
It's the one thing we can't do anything about, unfortunately.
No, that's right. Oh no, well, I'd say your ancestors are probably looking down, going, we'll give them a little bit of lovely weather. Hey, a huge part of the French culture though is the food, the cuisine. Are we going to be sampling yummy bits? We were talking about crepes before, but...
Oh yes, they do have cooking shows throughout the Saturday. On the Saturday, after the landing's taken place, then we have a parade down to the recreation ground and official opening. And around the recreation ground there's all sorts of stalls and things happening, roving entertainment. So there'll be cooking classes and demonstrations as part of that, as well as a Maori hangi.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's embracing the culture all around you. That's quite wonderful. You probably could have a nice glass of French red with the hangi, maybe, potentially.
Oh, I'm sure.
Beverly, for you, as far as the costuming and that, I mean, I know we just say, I just made some costumes and just do that. It's quite a big thing, though, isn't it?
It is, to try and get the authenticity. It's a real challenge, but we do as best that we can, because we don't have huge resources to just buy things and make them from scratch. We just don't have that kind of money. No. So it's just scouring the shops and for fabrics and clothes and altering them to look authentic. Now, this one I had on, blouse I've got on, used to have a collar.
And you just modified it? And
Kate's blouse used to be a school shirt.
Well, the girls are actually 6th generation, which is quite incredible, isn't it?
Yes,
we've still got that continuing here in Canterbury and haven't moved away. For you, Linda, in your role, what's one thing that we should really think about for Akaroa? And we do know it has a French element, but what's one thing about that we should all know and love about Akaroa?
Oh, it's just the most beautiful place in the world. I think it's the harbour and the hills surrounding the harbour. It's so serene. You can go over to Akaroa and just totally relax. It's so good for the soul.
And I couldn't have said it better. It's so good for the soul. You drive immediately over that hill and look down into the bay. It is just heaven on earth. Well, merci beaucoup. and enjoy the festival. You all look fantastic and great. Well done. Congratulations to you all. Now, on Wednesday, Sarah is here with Crafty Ideas, Casanova Productions, West End Jewelers and Phyllis Brown. Have a fantastic Monday. We'll do it again on Wednesday. See you then.